Not every footballer gets the dream move that he deserves. Some are stuck in systems that don't fit, warming the benches as their potentials fade away. Others are too good to become part of the mess their clubs have turned themselves into, but they're trapped, be it through contracts, stubborn managers, or bad timing. It's frustrating to watch, right? A player with all the talent in the world, with nowhere to truly shine. If only they were at the right club, with the proper manager, or just a bit of luck. Today, we're looking at 10 players who are being held back by their current clubs. And trust me, some of these names will have you shaking your head. Let's get into it. 10. Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka left Arsenal as a midfield general, crucial to Arteta's system. But at Bayer Leverkusen, he looks lost, and it's not even his fault. Leverkusen brought him in for a starring role, but their midfield setup doesn't maximise his strengths. At Arsenal, he had Thomas Partey covering his defensive flaws. At Leverkusen, he's often stranded, expected to be both the anchor and the playmaker. The Bundesliga's fast pace exposes him, and the team isn't adapting. Right now, he's just another player in a system that doesn't suit him. If Leverkusen can't fix this, Xhaka might need to move again because this Bundesliga adventure is starting to feel like a mistake. 9. Iñigo Martínez. When Iñigo Martínez joined Barcelona, it seemed like a perfect fit, a seasoned defender with years of experience. At Athletic Bilbao, Martínez was a defensive leader. At Barcelona, he's barely a rotation option. Flick's system prioritizes fast, ball-playing defenders, and with Araujo, Koundé and Cubarsí ahead of him, he's mostly watching from the sidelines. Even with several appearances this season, his impact is minimal, just 2 goals and no real defensive dominance. 8. Kulusevski. Dejan Kulusevski is an immensely talented player, but his situation at Tottenham Hotspur begs the question of whether he's truly being utilised to his full potential. With 1 goal and 3 assists in 5 matches this season, his numbers are decent, but they don't reflect the player he could be. At Juventus, Kulusevski showed glimpses of brilliance, but struggled to fit into their rigid tactical structure. The move to Spurs initially revitalised him under Antonio Conte, where he had thrived as a right-sided playmaker. But the emphasis on fast, fluid attacking transitions under Postecoglou leaves Kulusevski in a subsidiary role. He's creative and a good playmaker, but often forced to operate in wide areas rather than being able to cut inside where he is most dangerous. The bigger problem, Spurs' reliance on direct attacking play at times skips his strengths. He's a player who flourishes in a structured system where he can set the tempo and create chances, yet Tottenham's style limits his influence. Unless things change, Kulusevski might just have to consider a move where his intelligence on the ball and the ability to unlock defences are truly valued. Otherwise, he runs the risk of being another talent wasted in a system that doesn't suit him. 7. Victor Gyokeres. And speaking of being held back, let's have a word with Victor Gyokeres. And what the hell he's still doing at Sporting CP. This guy is the absolute best. Strong, fast, efficient in front of goal. And yet at this league level, every time he touches the ball, they seem to see a ghost. Sporting have given him a great platform, hammering goals, but let's be honest, he's too good to be at that level. Gyokeres is the type of striker who makes the Premier League clubs salivate. An inexorable finisher who invites others too. Sporting know they have a diamond in their possession, and they're not letting go without a fight, or rather, a ridiculously high release clause. But seriously, this man deserves a bigger stage. Give him that move to a top 5 league and he'll blow up. Right now he's just compiling a highlight reel against defenders who will probably never recover from the experience. Sporting, do the right thing and let him go. The world deserves to see Gyokeres cook at the highest level. 6. Mohammed Kudus. Remember when everyone was hyped about Kudus moving to the Premier League? Well, it turns out that he may have walked into the wrong club at the wrong time. Not because he's not thriving, but West Ham are just not giving him the platform he deserves. You watch Kudus and it's clear. Everything from a scorching athlete to silky with the ball, down to cool finishing in the biggest moments. He has it. Except he's not the big cheese. He's stuck within this tactical framework that doesn't unleash his finest qualities. Solid, but an ultra-structured counter-attacking approach offers no space in which Kudus can genuinely cook. Let's be realistic, a player of his caliber, just through the limitations in place, continues putting up numbers and making impact. In fact, that is just the point. Kudus is not being used wrong, he's only being used too little. Giving him an increased role, put him on a team playing to his strengths and watch him develop into a real superstar. For now though, he's making the best of a system that doesn't fully let him shine. 5. Rayan Aït-Nouri. You ever watch a player and think, why is he still at this club? That's Aït-Nouri, yet he's just here, jammed inside a system that makes him look like just another left back. Having netted 3 goals and 5 assists this season, notwithstanding the position of Wolves on the table, he's hella good. You can just imagine what he would have looked like if he was in a club that better fits him, where all his skills and speed could be fully utilised. Maybe by now he would have been the player whose name is most mentioned in the world of football today. If Wolves played with more attack and intent, Aït-Nouri would be one of the most talked about fullbacks in the league. Instead, he's in a team that often ask him to sit deep and be cautious. Let's get real, Wolves won't be holding him captive forever. As soon as the club that has a truly well-defined project, include a concrete place for him, knocks at the door, he'll be out. 4. Maignan. Being a goalkeeper is a thankless job. You make 10 world-class saves and no one bats an eye. You make one mistake, headlines. And when you're Maignan carrying AC Milan's defence on your back, the frustration must be unreal. Maignan is, quite frankly, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Shot stopping, elite. Distribution, modern. Command of the box, unmatched. But Milan's defensive setup often leaves him exposed on many occasions. It is as if they take his brilliance for granted. He pulls off stunning saves every single game, keeping Milan in matches they have no business surviving in. But at what cost? He's been called upon far too many times this season, asked to be the hero time and time again when a better structured defensive system could have made life a great deal easier. The Milan backline has been inconsistent. Their reliance on Maignan is at unhealthy levels. At a club with a more disciplined defensive unit, Maignan wouldn't just be saving Milan every week, but setting records, competing for top individual honours, and showing the world he's not just a great goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper. For now though, he's stuck being the last line of defence in a system that sometimes forgets to defend. 3. Heung-min. 1 goal in 4 games? From Son? Come on, it's the same player that won the Golden Boot once without taking 1 penalty. Now all of a sudden he's forgotten to score? Or maybe, just maybe, Tottenham are doing what Tottenham do best, making elite players average. But not only is Son swift, he's efficient, intelligent and lethal in front of the goal. Even the best require a system that genuinely plays to their strengths. As things are, Spurs feel like a car running on 3 wheels. Exhilarating at moments, but ultimately doomed to breakdown. Still, Son made his runs, trying to drag the team forward. To what avail when this service was nil? Put him on a real title challenging team and he'd be there putting up prime numbers like Cristiano, but at Spurs, well, at least the guy's getting his steps in. 2. Rafael Leão. You can watch him glide past defenders, leaving them in the dust, and you think this guy should be a superstar. Then Milan's system kicks in, and all of a sudden he's isolated, waiting for service that rarely comes. It's frustrating. He's so efficient 1 minute and barely involved in the next. Not through a lack of trying, mind you, but because Milan still haven't managed to find a way of consistently feeding the beast that they have. He's too good to just drift through games. The raw talent is undeniable, and in his 20s, he should be dominating week in, week out. Milan need to step up and build around him properly. Otherwise, Leão will realise, as many suspected, that he's destined for better things. And San Siro might just be a stepping stone. 1. Nico Williams. If speed kills, Nico Williams would be an international threat. The man's a human highlight reel, blistering pace, dizzying footwork, enough flair to have defenders questioning life choices. But here's the thing, he's doing all this in a system that can often leave him stranded. Athletic Bilbao is a well-thrilled, hard-working team. But let's be honest, Nico needs more. With the season on his back, he's managed just 2 goals with 2 assists. Now envision him in a side that lets him play his strengths. Fast transitions, quick interchanges, and support in the attack. Often though, he was left isolated in his toils, working overtime to create something out of absolutely nothing. He's got the talent to become one of the best wingers in Europe, but might just find Athletic Bilbao's rigid structure getting in his way. And there you have it, the highs, the lows, and the uncertain futures of these players. Some are thriving, others are struggling, but football is unpredictable. Will they turn things around? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for what comes next.